Hello and welcome back to Season 13 of WOR on Xbox. But as you can see from the title, it's not Tier 5, we're now in Tier 4 then. This is our debut in this tier and our first time not racing in Tier 5 at any point since we've joined WOR. And that's because, I think the Tier 5 has just been dissolved basically, and everyone has been moved into the other tiers, either 3, 4 or 6 depending on like pace and availability. I think it's just because of like the low turnouts that's been sadly happening so far then this season. Obviously I was a bit behind on uploads, so you wouldn't have seen those, but yeah, I was planning on uploading those, but yeah, now seems like a good time to just like catch up with all those, skip over them and yeah, just start again fresh, because yeah, we're starting again fresh this season really on 0 points then, because obviously yeah, we haven't raced in this tier before, and yeah, we will be a reserve this means, but hopefully because of those low turnouts we should be racing pretty much every week still. I hope so anyway, because that's certainly what I signed up to do, but obviously you know, that's not always possible, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes then. Bit of a shame that we're not going to be completing that tier 5 season. I was planning on uploading them. I had dropped behind, but I had like, well, pretty much all of the videos ready to go. Well, I'd done a lot of them, but it was just like finishing all of them up really, and then I was going to release them all over these next couple of weeks, but yeah, that's sadly not going to happen now then. I might still like put them up like unlisted in the playlist for this season, so when I put them up you'll be able to see them there. It was turned into quite a close championship battle, which is a shame that it's coming to an end prematurely, but I guess, you know, we were only getting like, I think we only had like 12 drivers for one race, so yeah, that's like a bit disappointing. So like the good news now is that like even though we're back on 0, you know, we've got no championship fight to be in, you know, at least when we will race we should hopefully have full grids then for all of them. So yeah, we'll have that to look forward to then. I actually recognise a lot more names in this grid then, because obviously some people have moved up with us from tier 5, there's some people that we've raced with before, and also a few of my old AOR teammates as well. LGS and Clone Troop are both in this, and Clone Troop is on pole position then for this race, from yeah, Fingerboy in 2nd and Adam in 3rd. We were only 10th there then, which is slightly disappointing, because I did do another lap after this which was really bad, but then the final chicane was really good and I gained like 2/10 there, so if I could have put that all together then I could have maybe been up another row there, but still not too bad a result there. You can see a lot of the familiar names that we were racing with so far this season, such as Aiden, Borja, and Wolf is also here as well. Not sure if there's anyone else, but yeah, a 20 car grid then, and yeah, we'll now head then into the race. We're just a few moments away then from lights out at the Canadian Grand Prix for what is the 7th round of the season, but obviously it's almost like our first race again then, as obviously this is our first racing in tier 4, starting again from 0, and we'll see then what we can do in these remaining races. Starting today then with this race, got a bit of light cloud at the moment then, we'll see if that changes as we take a look then at the circuit. One of the shorter ones on the F1 calendar then, just 4.3 kilometers then, 14 corners, and yeah, plenty of challenges then. It's very street circuit-esque then, despite not being quite one, and yeah, we should see plenty of action then. Turn 1 often see some action now on the first lap, and it's also got a DRS zone there then down the pit straight, so yeah, plenty of action there then. Into the hairpin, plenty of opportunities for overtakes and accidents there then, as we found out last season. And then a classic overtake then here into the final chicane. It is possible to overtake there, as you can see, but yeah, obviously it needs 2 people to comply with that then, and yeah, we'll see if we have any of that today then. The strategy then, well, it's going to be hard tyres then, it looks like that we're starting on, but you can see there is 1 bar of wet weather in the middle of that then, in the weather forecast, so we'll see then how that comes into play. We are going to start on the medium tyres then, and the hard tyres I should say, and go over to the mediums then, but we'll be trying to keep those hard tyres until the rain, it looks like. But it depends on how long that rain lasts, and we may not even have to go on to inters. We'll have to wait and see then, as we do have a warm-up lap then this time, and we line up then on the grid and the lights are coming on now. And away we go then for the Canadian Grand Prix. And well, it's a very tentative start then, but not for Slapburst there then, who charges through and up into 9th place straight away then. Callum there also quite aggressive into the first corner. We were very tentative, not got a lot of temperature in these tyres, and we've slid down a couple of places then, down into 12th place, side by side here with Borja, but it looks like we're just about going to stay ahead then, as we're still side by side though, but we just about have the better line then, and we maintain this 12th place then for the time being. But yeah, we got quite close there then, and yeah, we did still lose a couple of places there, so not the best start. So I guess some of the others just did a lot better job there of warming up their tyres, because I don't know if other tiers didn't warm up laps, but yeah, we certainly haven't been having them switched on. So yeah, that was all almost like new to me there, because it's been so long since I've had to do like a warm-up lap or, and you know, lining up manually on the grid there. And yeah, we just didn't get away at all there. A lot of others seemed to have much more confidence than we did there into the first corner, and yeah, that all resulted in us losing a couple of places there, unfortunately. But still, we've got everything still pointing in the right direction, so yeah, we'll just try and work on this then, as LGS there a little bit out of shape coming out of the chicane, and that's the place gain for both us and Callum there then. And yeah, we are up into 11th place and still on the back of this train here then. It's all staying quite bunched up in front of us, as we got a yellow flag then and a safety car deployed, as Clone Troop there has not got a front wing, and yeah, we're going to have to slow down to let them back through then, because yeah, I guess it registered them as like moving enough there to, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, obviously we have to give the place back, and well, obviously we will get it back, because yeah, he's going to pit for sure with that damage. And yeah, that's going to put us up then back into the points where we started then in 10th place. And yeah, no one else there looks like choosing to pit there unless they had damage. So yeah, looks like everyone on the mediums then, well, the hards I should say, as Callum runs wide there in turn 1, so that's another place game for us. But yeah, doesn't look like anyone on the hards is going to bail out there. And yeah, there wasn't really much need for, I don't think, anyone on the mediums to change either then. But yeah, we'll be coming in then, well, the safety car will be coming in then at the end of this lap, so yeah, we'll be back racing. The field didn't really get bunched up this much then, and there were some quite big gaps going on in the field there. Callum was a few seconds behind it then, closed right back up there. We are back racing though, and yeah, as I say, there was all just a bit spread out there, so we couldn't quite get close enough to Levy there to challenge for position. But yeah, I think he always had that covered then, and yeah, maintained that 8th place then. Skipping on to the next lap now then, where it's all still very bunched up in front of us, and yeah, we just can't make any progress really, because it's all just like so tight up in front of us, and we're going to end up in a DRS train as well then, once that gets activated again. As Levy there was looking at Gary there into the chicane, but couldn't quite make that one stick. So that's allowed us to close up a little bit then, but I don't think we'll be close enough into the hairpin to make a move here then. Here we go then, and well, we were a little bit deep there, tapped the back, and then we actually got tapped from behind, and now we've spun as well. And well, that good work then to get back up into the points has been undone then, as we drop all the way down to 18th place there. That was a weird one, it all just very much bunched up there on the apex of the corner. We sort of bumped the back of Levy a bit, and then we got a tap from behind as well then, as Fun has also gone through there then and dropped us down to 19th place then, with Sargento just behind as well then. So yeah, we're almost at the back of the field here then, but yeah, Sargento has a 6-second penalty, so we're all right for the time being then, in terms of not being last at least. But yeah, that's certainly not what we needed at all there then. Down in 19th place, and we need to try and make up some places now then if we're going to score any points, as Wolf is off there then and spins. Borja was off the road as well there, taking avoiding action. So that's a couple of places game for us then. And now Avsfan has gone wide into I think turn 7 or 8 there, and yeah, that's moved us up then into 16th. So yeah, at least we've gained back 3 places then already, so if we can keep going at that rate, then we'll be back in a good position before too long. But yeah, just a very chaotic lap that we had there then. Yeah, lost a bunch of places, and then we gained a load back, and now Sargento is making the move then into the hairpin, where we obviously lost it a lap ago, and yeah, he's got the move done then and up into 16th place, but as I mentioned, has that 6-second penalty, so yeah, we just have to stick with him for the time being then, if we want to be ahead by the end of the race. And yeah, there's been another incident then into the final chicane, and it's once again Clone Troop as well as Rozzy there then in the Williams, and that's going to bring out a second safety car here then. So yeah, that's giving us a little bit of a lifeline then. It's going to bring us back into it a little bit more. Well, it's going to allow us, well, everything to bunch back up, I guess, so we'll be closer to the front again, and I guess the points positions. As we look back then at what happened, and yeah, all just bunched up on the apex. We got an initial tap there from Callum, but then we actually just dropped on our own there then the second time round. At the time it felt like I was just pushed around, but yeah, we actually just lit up the rears then for the second part of that spin, so yeah, it wasn't actually anything to do with Callum that time then. As yeah, the rain was very close now then. I wasn't really sure what to do here. Back in Miami, I didn't upload this one, but I managed to call it just right and pit for inters when the track was still dry. And I so nearly did the same there, and I wish I had, because it started to rain just after I passed the pit lane. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed that I didn't go for that gamble then, but we are going to do it on this lap then instead. And I was really surprised here that pretty much no one else did. We've got the McLaren then of Levy that's going to come in for inters, but yeah, no one else in front of us did. Clone Troop is on inters then, and so is Wolf. They both pitted the lap before this. Roddy's gone for soft, and yeah, I was quite surprised at this. I thought that inters would surely be the way to go then. I knew it was forecast to only be like a short spell of rain, but surely you'd want to be on, you know, the right tyres. That's always like the golden rule: be on the right tyres at the right time. And yeah, I thought surely at this point everyone would want to be on intermediate tyres. And well, by the end of the lap then the safety car is coming in, and this is surely intermediate conditions then. And yeah, those cars on the slicks I thought would surely be struggling at this point then. So I was hoping that we'd be in a pretty good position here then to, yeah, be in a good position then once we are properly underway then, as the safety car is coming in, and so is most of the field then. And it's going to be, it looks like, BRT Wolf that's going to actually lead the field then across the line. Yes, it is then from Levy, and then we're in third. So yeah, we could have actually been in the lead if we'd actually like pitted up at the right time there, like I initially wanted to, but yeah, changed my mind at the last second there. But still, we're in a good position here then in P3. We're only one of only 4 drivers that were actually on the right tyres for that restart there. So yeah, we've got a really good chance here to get a good result. So yeah, we'll try and just keep it going now then, and see what we can do about Wolf and Levy then, who we were both quite close to then. As yeah, we've dropped back a little bit then after a couple more laps, but we're managing to yeah, maintain a bit of a gap then over Clone Troop. The next car's 8.5 seconds behind at this point, so yeah, they're certainly not in contention at the time being. As yeah, Levy is now taking the lead off of Wolf there, as we are a little bit wide there into the chicane of turns 3 and 4, and now heading through a flat, well, it's usually flat right, and then yeah, just pushing too hard in these conditions, and we slapped the wall there then, and taking a bit of our front wing off, and Clone Troop's gone through. Yeah, big mistake there then, and yeah, just pushing too hard as I mentioned. Obviously that's a flat out corner in the dry, but yeah, certainly not in the wet then. Well, I mean, I think it can be sometimes, but yeah, you have to be a lot more careful than I was there, and yeah, sadly there's a bit of front wing damage for us. Shouldn't be too bad in these conditions because you do want a bit more stability, so I guess taking a chunk off of our front wing is going to give us a little bit more rear stability, but yeah, we're just going to be understeering a lot now then. And yeah, by lap 22 we had dropped back quite a bit then, but still in 4th place then, which just goes to show like how much everyone else lost there then by not pitting at the right time, as it was Furious then who was absolutely charging along then and is up into 4th place then. We've got a bit of a gap back now then to Adam then, who's got 11 seconds of penalties, and then Fingerboy as well, who's got 5 seconds of penalties. So we're still in a good position here then, in terms of being in the top 5. And yeah, we skipped on a few more laps now then, and yeah, Adam's caught up but still hasn't got through then, and also now has 14 seconds of penalties. So yeah, we're still looking alright at this point then. We're probably going to lose this position to Adam before long, but with that amount of penalties, we should be okay to maintain that position then. And yeah, we'll be on for a good result then. What was surprising though was how long this wet weather was lasting, as Adam is making the move then into the hairpin. And this time it looks like it's going to get through then. But yeah, this rain just wasn't clearing up. I think it had now stopped raining, but the track was still very much damp. And yeah, it was going to be like a short window of wet weather, but this has gone on for quite a while now. I think it was like, when was it? Was it like lap 15 or something? I think it might have even been before that when it was initially, when we initially pitted for Inters. As yeah, we skip a lap then, and well, Clone Troop's gone very early then for the soft tyres, so we'll see if that was the right thing to do. But yeah, that's quite a big gamble then, because he was in a strong position there. I think he was in 3rd place, I think, possibly there. So yeah, certainly quite a gamble there from the Ferrari driver, and it moves us back up into 5th place. And yeah, I was just trying to watch the mini-map now then to see what Clone Troop's pace was like, and well, it didn't seem to be too great then at this point, because yeah, I could see on the map there he was getting overtaken by someone there in an Aston Martin, so yeah, I could see he was struggling quite a bit at this point. But yeah, it was just quite weird that like the track just wasn't drying up anywhere near as quickly as I thought it would. And I was starting to wonder if we would even be on dry tyres by the end of this race then, just because of how long it was taking. And well, yeah, we sadly there get a penalty, which was really down to just us having the front wing damage there, because I was doing alright before that, and then yeah, I was just starting to miss quite a few apexes, run away a few times into those chicanes, and that sadly was what led to me getting the penalty there. So yeah, that's made our life a bit harder then, because we've got the likes of Gary and Callum that are catching us up, and yeah, if they get within 3 seconds and don't get any penalties, then yeah, we're going to lose places to them. As we're seeing Furious in the pits now then, and the track did seem quite a bit drier on this lap, so I decided that yeah, it was probably time to come in for dry tyres. And I think we're going to see a few cars are going to come in behind us as well then. It just seemed like the right time to go for it now then. I felt like if we did stay out, then we would just be like a sitting duck on like old Inters that would be just cooking, and we'd have a penalty. We obviously got the penalty. We had front wing damage. I felt like we would just have been absolutely mugged at the end if we'd stayed out on the intermediate tyres there. So yeah, in for soft tyre then, that drops us down to 8th place then, because some cars do stay out. And yeah, we'll just have to try and build up that gap again now. We do have a full front wing, so we should be able to have a bit more pace than what we had before. So yeah, hopefully we can build up that gap out once again then, because at this rate we're going to lose out to both Callum and LGS then at this point. So yeah, we want to try and find a bit more pace if we can here then, or else we're going to yeah, lose a couple more places then. As yeah, let's get on to lap 33 then, where now finally DRS is enabled. So yeah, that just goes to show how long it took for the track to really dry up then, for what was going to be a really short burst of rain then, according to the weather forecast. It really did completely change the race then, and it was a mostly wet race then for a lot of it. As we skip onto the final lap now then, and well, I think staying out on the intermediate tyres actually proved to be the right decision then, because yeah, those of us that pitted for slicks have actually ended up losing out then. We're not going to catch up in time. Aiden there then, the other reserve, obviously, who raced with us in tier 5 before the transition here, is in the other Alpine then, was also a reserve for this race. And yeah, it's on the intermediate tyres and has ended up beating us here then, because yeah, even if we do catch him on track then in these final couple of corners, we have that 3-second penalty as well here. So yeah, that didn't quite go to plan then for us, which was a shame, because we were on for a good result earlier on. But nonetheless, it's an 8th place finish here then on our tier 4 debut, which could have been worse, I guess. As we see here then, the winner of this race, Levy Martins, who was our teammate back in season 11, and well, seems to have yeah, found a lot more pace since then, because yeah, I think we were quite closely matched that season pace wise. But yeah, he's obviously running in tier 4 now and is yeah, race winning pace. So yeah, he's a good drive from him there. He was one of the only front runners as well that got that call to go over to Inter right as well. So yeah, very much earned the win there. Then Wolf was in 2nd place, so yeah, he's done fine there with that transition from tier 5 to tier 4 apparently, and has done very well. Obviously got that strategy call right as well. And then Furious was on the podium as well in 3rd. I believe they're the championship leader, so yeah, I guess not that surprising that they were able to fight their way back up through a field then. and get a good result. There are our results then. As you can see, we were 8th place in the end, which, yeah, a bit disappointing. I think if we'd got everything right today, then we could well have been on the podium, but still, it would have been some good fortune as well. So yeah, can't be too disappointed with that then, and still good to get some points on the board, especially as we're starting from nothing again. So yeah, good to get at least those 4 points on the board then today. And it was still, an enjoyable racing as well. It was nice to have like a full grid to be racing against again, because obviously, as I mentioned, we haven't always had that this season. So yeah, it's good to have that again then. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more races then in this tier and finishing it off, hopefully with a good position in the end. The standings should be on screen then if they've been updated. Obviously, we're going to be down near the bottom somewhere, but yeah, that's to be expected. And yeah, hope you enjoy this one then. If you did, I really appreciate a like on the video, and yeah, I shall see you next time then for the Italian Grand Prix. Hopefully, because we're a reserve, of course. So yeah, hopefully that one. But if not, then yeah, hopefully another race soon.